which is nice. You're not just like vomiting money into a giant money pit that is Hearthstone or Eternal or Elder Scrolls Legends. I would like to go first. So we have here an ice, which is a slow resource, so it doesn't make a resource the turn we play it, but it's a very powerful mechanic on it called Fate Weave. It says when we play this and we Fate Weave with it, we get to stack our deck, basically. We choose, do we want to draw a resource or a non-resource next turn, which is nice, because, like, you know, one of the ways control decks stumble and die is, like, missing their 4th or 5th resource drop. I haven't played Storm recently, but we might play some Storm today. So I'm going to go ahead and guarantee my 4th resource drop here. Something you'll notice on each side is that my opponent and I have different portraits. These are not just cosmetic. We also have different starting life totals. I start at 25 and they start at 22. So one of the ways Hex kind of reduces the matchup variance that's kind of frustrating is when you're playing a mid-range interactive deck in a game like Magic or Hex, a lot of the times you're going to have what I like to call wrong half symptoms, which is like, you kept a hand that's, like, good in general, but, like, it's not good in the control matchup, or it's not good against an aggressive deck. And the champion often lets us indicate, like, what kind of deck our opponent is likely to be playing, so we can make educated mulliganing decisions before we've even played a game. Dazer, hi, do you like the new commander card, Kessa, in Legacy? I don't know what that card does. Is that the Grixis 4-drop? I'm going to go ahead and play Lanupaw's Sight. So Lanupaw Sight's a really powerful draw card. It's a 3-cost basic action, which means I can only play it on my turn. And it's basically a delayed draw 3. So it modifies the next action, resource, and troop in our deck to when we play it, we draw a card. So that card will draw us 3 cards eventually. Opponent is attacking here. I'm going to play what's kind of a Muldrifter. What's kind of a Muldrifter on steroids. The Silver Talon Adjudicator is a 3/2 flyer for 4 that says when it comes into play, if an opponent has more life than us, we gain 5 life. If they have more cards in hand than us, we draw 2 cards. So it's kind of a Muldrifter Timely Reinforcement split card. Oh man, are we dead? So, Communion in Wax is a customizable card that says they put a card that costs 5 or less from their troop into play and it gains the socketed powers of this. And the socketed powers of this is it gives it double damage. And they drop the Surging Wildfire into play that now deals double damage. And when it attacks, it gets +1 power and deals damage to us equal to its power. So this is going to hit us for a clean 20 ball. Declan's having a tough day. Declan is having a tough morning. Let's play this Dark Heart of Nulzann out. We're going to Runebind this when they enter combat. So Dark Heart of Nulzann makes my opponent sacrifice a non-socketed card every turn. It makes both players sacrifice a non-socketed card every turn. Maybe I should have done this sooner. No, because if they came off of second Communion Wax. Alright, we're going to be dead to... Well, we're not dead to that, right? So, enter combat. Before this attacks, it's going to deal 3 to us. Or it's going to deal 6 to us, so we need to Runebind this. And then when they attack with this, it deals double damage. So I'm going to need to double block with my Dark Heart and my Silver Talon Adjudicator here. Because this is for 8. So let's double up here. I could block with this and go to 1, but I don't think that sounds particularly exciting against the deck that has some reach in it. So these guys will all trade since I have 8 defense. Continue to my turn. Hey, snared. So that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and focus here. Hopefully find a resource. That's technically a resource. I wanted a non-slow shard so we could hold up Runebind. We could die without holding up Runebind here, but I really wanted to play a resource this turn. Play the Silver Talon Adjudicator out, gain 5 life back. If our opponent misses for a turn here, we could be fine. So they have 2 cards. Sweet. Alright, they bricked. That's probably going to be lights out for them. Let's go ahead and Arcane Focus here. Looking for, like, Transmogrifades and stuff to interact with their cards at quick speed. I guess Eldurathan's Glory is okay. Again, play this, looking for Transmogrifades or things that interact at quick speed. Weave is good. I'm going to put a resource on top of my deck. And yeah, I'm actually just going to hold up the Weave this turn. I think it's better to just hold that up instead of getting into trouble. So I'm going to Weave this into nothing, which interrupts it. So Hex has a chain where you can respond to things that our opponent is doing, and then Weave, Fate Weaves for me. So, yeah, I think I just want to make sure I draw a couple of resources the next couple turns here. Maybe, like, it competes for Grixis Delver, right? Or it competes, sorry, with Jace. It competes with the Jace slot. So we're going to go ahead and play the Sapphire Ice. And put a non-resource on top of my deck. I'm going to go ahead and play this Lanupaw Sight, which again lets me delay draw 3. And then my champion power for 7 charges here lets me draw 2 cards. So in the mid-game here, I get to gas back up. Rather than playing this Guidance, I'm going to go ahead and hold this Runebind up just in case my opponent draws something scary. Again, I feel like we're ahead by a lot if this game keeps going on, so I just want to like be super conservative with every decision I make so I'm guaranteed to win the game as we go long here. I just want to try and prolong it as much as possible. Psychic Ascension is our finisher here. It transforms us into a Paragon of Thought, which says whenever we play an action, we get a random troop. So basically, we just, like, generate a bunch of draft chafe while... Wow, that's actually really good. Gain control of target opposing troop until end of turn. I want to just Runebind my own guy here, right? Yeah, I just want to Runebind my owl. No! Stop! Fuck! Ah, you people! You people just got me killed! Dang it, Burgle! They have a champion power! They have a champion power! Now we're dead! God, we were gonna win this game by so much! I was playing so well! And then I stopped and I read chat and we fucking died. I stopped and I read chat and we fucking died. Oh, why did I read chat? Why did I read chat? Why did I read chat? Remember when I said we were taking all the conservative lines possible so we don't die? Remember when I said we were taking all the conservative lines possible so we didn't die? God, that's frustrating. Alright, Clash of Steel out. Confounding Ire in. Oh, I realized it after I clicked the thing. He communed in Loki. Yeah, it was double damage. Into the Unknown is fine. Eldurathan's Glory seems pretty bad. Diamond's Favor is probably fine. Weave's okay. I don't have a lot of high impact cards, so Weave is probably good. Runic Diminishings isn't a good Hex card. It's really pretty terrible. You'd rather play cards that, like, actually answer the board as opposed to, like, leaving behind a bunch of things you have to actually answer. Tilt. Alright. It's okay. It's got Transmogrifade as interaction. We get to guarantee our 4th resource drop here with this Diamond Dice. Yeah, I took advice for chat without stopping to think what we were doing, so my fault. Confounding Ire is pretty good. We actually had a game that was essentially unlosable and decided to take the ball and kick it by listening to chat. I'm gonna Transmogrifade this Righteous Outlaw here. Matt with the clutch advice. So, I'm just gonna play this and then hold up the Confounding Ire here in case they have a Runier Hierophant. Let's guarantee another resource on top of our deck. Next turn we can play the Dark card out. Ugh. Let's go ahead and play Confounding Ire, which interrupts a wild card. I guess if he's Surging Wildfire's next turn, playing the Dark card is not great. I feel like I should get the Dark card into play, though. If he doesn't have Communion with Wax Wildfire, we're in a good spot. Shard, Wax, Wildfire, kill us. I've read this book before. Oh. Oh! You are right. Communion into Wildfire is not lethal, but it doesn't feel good. Looking for a resource here so that way we can hold up Weave this turn and then go Sight while holding up Weave next turn. Runebind is a good hit because it means we can play this Sight this turn while still holding up Interaction. I'm going to Runebind this because I really don't want him taking my draw 3. So Riposte takes a card off the chain and puts it into my opponent's hand, and then they have to play it. Now this attack is fine because it means if my opponent blocks, they lose. Oh, they lose the Riposte anyways, right? Yeah, so that attack's bad because the Riposte coming off doesn't do anything. Alright, yeah, that attack was bad. Although it's guaranteed getting that off the table is good for something. This lets them play Elk or Dreamweaver this turn, but if they played Dreamweaver, I really didn't want to do anything anyway, so they're going to 10 me here. Champ power this at me for 10. No, I don't have the Prideful Burgle. This is the old configuration. Prideful is pretty good here, huh? I'm just going to play this. They pretty clearly don't have anything else. Where's the updated list at? Was your bash list have... Did your bash list have, Bride's Falls in them? You can look there. Yep, it did. Okay, I'll do that after this. Ding. Alright, now let's just kill them. Gonna attack for 8 here while holding up Weave. It's a really small change, but it's a good one. It's good in this matchup too, especially. Doomfish! Jeff, quick look at chat! The 12-month resubscription, an entire year's worth of support. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Welcome back again and again and again. Alright, let's try and not throw this game in a dumpster. I'm gonna try really hard. Okay, Weave plus Transmogrifade plus Runebind should be good here. Have you considered being woven into nothing? That's so mean, Burgle. Top 4-1 tournament, now the rest of us suck. So mean. So mean. So what did you cut from these reserves? You cut, now you still have Totem Traps. You still have these. You cut the extra Clash. That seems fine. Clash is pretty poopy. And you cut one of the extra Weaves. Look, I don't wanna act like I'm a big deal or anything, but I've cashed my last 4 Legacy Leagues with Tron, so I'm kind of a big deal. How good are the PvP decks in PvE? I believe PvE has like weird deck building restriction requirements. Like you could only play so many rares or uncommons or stuff in your decks until you hit certain levels. But don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that, but I think there's something like that that is true. I think this hand's too slow. I think we just can't keep a hand that doesn't do anything until we've on turn 3. Is this hand too slow? Burgle, what do we think? This is probably worse than 6, right? This is probably worse than 6. Their big plays don't happen until turn 4 most times, though. And, like, we have Weave at that point. I feel like this is really close. We should, like, guarantee non-resources on draws 2 and 3. It's like a Transmog or a Runebind away from being good, right? I guess if they have a Rune here, we're going to be a little bit annoyed, too. Why would Runic Diminishing be good against the deck full of speed troops? Help me see something I'm not. Alright, it doesn't even have double damage, right? It's just like gain 2 charges, you have Swift Strike. I actually have to weave that. Like, Darkheart can't kill it. It's gonna make this other one a little bit bigger. Indy, that node's a pretty good draw here. Just interact with their champion power profitably. Pick that Dreamweaver back up, turn it into something else. Take a 3-ball here. Really hoping to draw like a 1-cost thing here somewhere at some point. I'll play this Dark Heart out just so it can block. Again, this is socketed, so the Dark Heart does not make them sacrifice this. If they have another Communicated Wax into a fatty, we could be in trouble. Like Communicated to Wildfire. Communicated into Wildfire is almost lethal, right? I'd have to chump block it. Runebind and Transmog messed that up, but I think this is like their best spot. Rotting Chomp Knight, okay. Oh, that's really good, because if the next Dark Heart makes them sacrifice this, they get to kill this Dark Heart then? That's gross. This draw felt real bad. Need more interaction. I feel like since they have 2 champion powers, you're just going to start pounding it here. Let's have Crush. Just not until they champ power it. I think we're going to lose this. That's really good. Man, Matt's right. Into the Unknown sucks. I think I'm actually just trading this for this turn. Oh, wait, I'm going to be dead to this, right? Because this shitter deals double damage, because Into the Unknown also doesn't revert. Man, that feels bad. Wait, what? Okay. Sure. Oh, they have a Loki and we're dead. They have a Loki and we're dead. They have a Loki and we're dead. I figured it out. I figured it out. We were dead to Loki either way here. Right? The champ power. Okay. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Trade these. Alright, so let's do this and grab a resource. And let's play said resource, and then let's hit some kind of action off of this. Let's go to 8 and draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's some action for me. That's some action for me. Okay. Okay. We're not in quite as good of a spot as we were the other game, but I think we're just rune binding this, right? It's gonna feel really bad when they riposte us. They did not have riposte, we drew a Transmogrifade. Opponent must be reading Twitch chat also, right? Alright, so they drew a Shard. Yep, I make a 4/4. I'm gonna hold this as an insurance play. I'm just gonna go to 4 here. And the next turn I get to jump up to 9. Whoa, why did they hold a card in their hand? Holy crap. That's great for us, right? I should have done that one, right? Maybe. Oh, this draws a card. I'm so dumb. I thought we were going to get to draw 2 by playing out that thing I played. Like a non-resource, please. I'm going to hold up Confounding Ire this turn. I'm just going to block here. Preserve my life total a little bit. This is worse if I draw exactly another Silver Talon. Weave. Alright, so let's do this. Ice before we do this. Put a non-resource on top of my deck. Play Lanupaw Sight. She did not die to this pupper. We actually really don't want to cast Weave because we would prefer to draw a Prophesize card next turn. If they play like Commune, obviously we're going to Weave it, but ideally we don't want to, I don't think. Hopefully if they play something, it's a wild card, and then we can Confounding Ire it. Yep. That puppy is very angry. God, we're gonna fucking lose this game. Holy crap, we're gonna lose this game. Dark Heart, please. Dark Heart, please. Dark Heart, please. Oh, my life sucks. Oh, this is punishment for punting the first game. We deserve this. Yeah, that card doesn't matter. Oh, please. Dang it. Alright, this is it. This is our one last shot. Another brick. We're dead. We're dead, Declan. Your father is dead. We bricked off and died. We bricked off and died. Had 2 chances at RNG to not die to this princess after giving them the best card they could possibly get. They're gonna get another kiss, Bob. Oh, they can't play the kiss. Oh, they don't have blood. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. That gives a troop flight. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. They don't have blood. Alright, good call, chat fam. Alrighty, Cloudwalk. They eject Cadet. Oh, and into the unknown. 1 is not 0, ladies and gentlemen. 1 is not 0. 1 is not 0. Confirmed? Confirmed that 1 is not 0? I feel like it's been confirmed that 1 and 0 are not the same. We're gonna invigorating breeze this Jet Cadet and eat this Vampire Princess. By that I mean they're about to champ powered. I'm gonna Into the Unknown it. I agree. Into the Unknowning the card they're not gonna be able to recast is wonderful. Let's fix the mistake Transmog made with this other card. Shout out to the opponent for letting us possibly snatch victory from the claws of defeat. Daughter of the poet. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. And look at that. We've got 5 cool 5 diamond thresholds here. End step. Bring back Silver Talon Adjudicator. Gain 5 life. Draw 2 cards. We broke it. We broke it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to everyone that's coming over from Nassif's channel. We are hanging out playing some Hex Shards of Fate. Played a really sweet Tier 1 control deck. Hex is fun. You deserve none of this, for the record, right? Right? Look, sometimes there is no justice in the world. You make all of the mistakes, and your deck is so powerful because it's a control deck that it just bails you right on out. This is the bailout that I was promised. Let's leave the 0-4 back and attack. Man, 1 and 0. Confirmed different numbers. Let's play this. Force the Tome, which makes us a 0-7 apparently. Let's put a Brood Net on here. Let's Transmogrifade this. And then we'll go ahead and end the turn. We'll bring back the Silver Talon Adjudicator, which draws us 2 more cards. Oh, baby. I'm just a simple man that wants to draw a bunch of cards. You want some Cheerios? You want Cheerios? Alright, so after beating ourselves in the first game, it looks like we're finally going to pull this one out. Different microphone today. Nope, same microphone. So you probably just heard me crinkling a bag, because there's a bag of Cheerios here that Declan was asking for. GG's opponent. Ooh, we got him. We got him. Control deck gonna control. Control deck going to control troll. Control troll. Alright, cue it up. I like when my control deck has busted enough answers into it so they could just pick me up and carry me in spite of myself. That's all I want out of life, really. Let's get this Tron video uploading. I have fiber, so I can upload while I'm still streaming. It's wonderful. Hey, I'm disappointed in the puns. Yeah, right? I almost did. Chat saved us. God bless you, chat. And you're saving my punty ways. Yeah, where's this average at? I feel like you're being too much. What's going on, Ian? Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. If anyone's heading to Gen Con this weekend, get ready for the best few days in gaming. All the board games you can play are going to be hanging out. I'm going to be hanging out there all weekend, demoing lots of stuff, trying different things. Why can't you buy singles in Hex like you can in Magic? You can buy singles in Hex like you can in Magic. So this advertisement actually right over here, hexprimal.com, would love to buy and sell Hex TCG singles with you. If you go to their website, you use code Jeff5 to save 5% on your singles orders from them. You can go ahead and fill a shopping cart, hit checkout, give them your money, and they will send you cards via the in-game mail system. Awesome, Thumbfish. I need to talk to my wife and figure out which evening it's going to be good, but Thumbfish, if you're in the subs Discord and you want to do dinner while we're at Gen Con, I think we're going to coordinate a Hoagland subs dinner code. Hoagland PayPal is the trader's code, and if you, down below the stream, there's a big button that says sponsors in the information section. If you click that, you'll see all of our wonderful people that help enable me to be here. Proof that it's hard to lose after casting PA, right? Ooh, Kaigalichu. If they're playing the bigger Kaigalichu deck, I think this matchup's actually kind of hard for the... I forgot to put Pride's Falls on the board. Dang it, Bobby. Nope. You can also purchase in-game currency, and there is an auction house in the game where you can look up on there. People list their cards for in-game currency, platinum and gold. You can just buy currency outright and then buy cards off of there. Dark Heart's pretty good in most matchups, especially their slower mid-range deck. It's a little awkward that we have a second Dark Heart in our hand against a deck that likely has Hero Fall in it. You want some more Cheerios? Zoomfish asking the hard-hitting questions. Professor Nox live. What's going on? What's going on, Nox? It's been a while. You were modded once upon a time. I will remod your new account. There is not. So Hex Ent is not. My opponent played a resource that didn't make a threshold on turn 1. Okay. Okay. Sure. Deal. That's interesting. Nope. Yep. They just kept a hand with. They must not have realized they didn't have rabbits in their hand. Good beats. Good beats. Gonna keep putting non-resources on top here? That might have been greedy. Maybe I want to guarantee my 5th resource drop. Look, we've all been there, done that. I've conceded many a game ones with the Redlings deck where I kept a hand with Crypt Dust thinking I could make a threshold and it didn't. Crypt Dust is such a tilt. It's like, this card doesn't cast Belasgar's Vengeance. Good news, you don't have to play around Hero Fall. You are not wrong, Ace. You are not wrong. Ooh, they found a threshold. That's pretty lucky. Opponent running pretty hot here. So, Cottontail Explorer flips the bottom 3 cards of their deck over, and any resources in them go into my opponent's hand. Except when there aren't resources in the bottom 3 cards of my opponent's deck. Then they just get railed. What a crappy card. Man, what a Cottontail Explorer is just like one of the biggest tilts in Hex. It's like, welp. It does set up their charge power okay, I guess. None of those cards are great against our dark hearts, though. Yeah, opponent picked wrong. Should have picked a Silver Talon Adjudicator. Little do they know. Steady as she goes. So long, Silver Talon Adjudicator, my old friend. Do 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 do. I don't think I want to draw 2 here. I'd have to discard a card if I draw 2, so we're just gonna chill. Watch us like lose this game after they like moved to hand size and didn't play cards till like turn 6. I don't think the enchantment deck is that good, Trevor. That's another Hero Fall. It's okay. And like the Redlings deck can get under it a lot of the time, it feels like. Ooh, opponent drew a Shin Hair. Wasquee Wabbit. Does have the Death Crier ones on it? Yep. One in 14. Alright, now we're going to champ power because these birds don't really do anything just yet. Man, we might actually lose this game. How easy is it to get into Hex paywall? So, the competitive Hex decks in Standard tend to range somewhere between $50 and $150 depending on what the deck is and like how the season, what season it is. So like Hex is a full buy sell trade secondary market, so like Hexent doesn't specifically have control over what it's worth. If you lose this game, I'm unsubbing. Hex also can be completely free to play if you want it to be, just like every modern digital TCG. So you get cards just for creating an account, and it has a PvE single player experience that you can just grind cards in. I keep a list of budget Hex decks. I keep a list of budget Hex decks here, and actually, the last deck in that list, Redlings, is one of the better decks in this current constructed format. It's about $100, but the cheapest one on there is about $20. The constructed ladder is completely free to play on, so, like, once you have a deck that's reasonably competitive, you could just sit there and play on the ladder, and you earn free rewards just for playing games and playing on the ladder, so I think the best way to get into it quickly is I actually could cast that Psychic Ascension next turn, couldn't I? I just defaulted to seeing 11 and didn't realize how late this game had gone. Alright, I think we're gonna guidance here, see what we find. Yeah, Eldurathan's Glory is pretty good. Non-resource on top of my deck, so Glory here. He's gonna come into play, and he's gonna void every opposing troop with defense 3 or less, which are these Cottontail Explorers. I'm actually gonna go ahead and play this second Glory out, even though it's not gonna void anything, because if my opponent has a hero fall, and they kill this one, it'll void the second Glory out of my hand. Ooh, that's pretty good. You better not be dumping these, monster. You better be eating them. Actually, wait. If they kill a Glory and it comes back for them, it's going to void their bride? Yeah, that's fine with us, right? So, like, if they have a Strangle or a Hero Fall here, this is going to come back into play and void each troop with defense 3 or less. Hopefully they attack in here so we can block and they can draw some cards, and our Adjudicators can draw some cards. Yep, there you go. That's not awkward at all, opponent. It's not awkward at all. Yep. Okay. We're going down to 12 here. Gargolith, that's pretty good. They can protect one of their troops. They could actually just cast the Gargolith here soon, right? And I'm out of Dark Hearts? Man, God. We're gonna lose this game, aren't we? Huh. I guess I'm gonna Clash. Maybe I should save this for post-Gargolith. It's possible I should save this for post-Gargolith. Transmog this one. Played some birds out here as 3/2 flyers. 3/2 flyer, no text box. That means I can't block. God, if they have a removal spell here, we're in a lot of trouble. Still get to draw cards. That's pretty good for us. I'm gonna Runebind this. And if they try and protect it with Gargle into the Unknown it. So that gets rid of their brides. And then play Adjudicator. I wanted Into the Unknown to resolve. And I felt like they would probably Garg the Runebind. I felt like Garging the Runebind was something that they were going to reasonably want to do. We knew they had Gargolith, correct. Any tips? Tag me when you will go live and I'll retweet and I'll host you. Other than that, no. Hex is a real game, so you can actually use the window capture mode on your streaming software as opposed to trying to use some kind of hacks and fuckery like you have to with Magic's client. Alright, so Weave seems good. I think Clash is actually kind of awkward here. Dread End is good. Eldurathan's Glory is fine. I think Silver Talon Adjudicator is a little bit awkward. Lanupaw's Sight is excellent. Eldurathan's Glory is good because they have Bride in their deck. I think we can trim one Darkheart. Darkheart's good in the matchup, but it's awkward against Hero Fall. I don't think I want Mad Robomancer against the Hero Fall deck. Maybe I'll trim one Runebind. Seems fine. Do you want more Cheerios? Thanks everyone for hanging out here today. I really do appreciate it. Big thanks to all of my subs and resubs. Dude, don't ask me for more Cheerios and then pull the bowl away. That needs a vacuum down here after the stream episode today. Yeah, Broski Buck I think is really powerful. I feel like it doesn't have a good home. I feel like maybe maybe it could be good in the Ruby Wild Wildfire deck. There might be a good wild aggressive deck that just like main decks for Carnosaurs to keep up with the other aggressive decks. This hand is great. We get to Confounding Ire, a turn 3 Crusader or Runir Hierophant on the draw. I'm just going to guarantee our shard drops here. We want to hit our first 7 shard drops in a matchup like this, so that's 3. The Fate Weave is going to guarantee a 4. This will guarantee a 5. Withering Gaze is annoying. They've got a couple different ways they could go with this. I wouldn't be surprised if they take the Confounding Ire or the Lanupaw side, probably. A lot of different ways they could go here, depending on how their hand is and how they want to play through our disruption. What you thinking, opponent? Which of my cards are the best? What you think? What you think? What you think? What you think? Yeah, they fixed all the graphics bugs. Those have been fixed for a couple of weeks now. So they took the Lanupaw site. They're going to try and grind through and stop our card advantage. Makes sense. Makes sense. I'm glad we boarded in. We boarded up to 4 of those, right? Yep. So grab a diamond here. Pass the turn. Let's hold up the Confounding Ire for one of their powerful turn 3 plays. Pretty much countering Crusader or Runir here. Huh. Just gonna wait on the guidance for now. Just gonna Fate Weave a non-resource to the top of the deck and pass the turn here. We've got guaranteed 5 resources. We might guidance into a 6th. Our champion power generates some slick card advantage for us. They bend a Gargolith and a Wild Shard. That's good for us. That means half their crypt is bricks right now. Means if they hit a resource, I'm just going to go ahead and Confounding Ire this. Like I said, pretty happy to counter either their powerful 3 drops. The classic cycle a resource and then miss by 4th shard drop. GG WP. That's pretty good. Pro tip: you don't have to cycle the coins if you're gonna miss a resource drop. Again, I think we're just gonna. Yep, we got 2 weaves here. Let's just hang out and generate some card advantage. That was the one we didn't want them to have. There were 1, 2, 3 bricks in there. It's kind of a brick. Counter that. They're going to take my counter otherwise. A non-resource on top of my deck. Adjudicator gets to draw a couple cards. Oh, it's prophesized too. Sweet. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and guidance for a 7th resource here. I'm just going to let that happen. There's only one other bird in our deck. We 3-2'd back-to-back leagues, so we've cashed our last 4 leagues with Legacytron now. Ooh, they got 2 resources off of that. That's pretty good. One of the tricks you can do with this deck now that we didn't get to do last season is you can Runebind your own Darkheart in response to removal spells on it, so that way they don't die. Lose your Cottontail Explorer. Just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and Runebind my Darkheart here, which it'll turn into a Mysterious Rune, which is a constant, which is no longer a legal target for Hero Fall, so the Hero Fall won't do anything. And now next time I draw a resource, my Mysterious Rune will turn back into a Darkheart. Just like that. Play a Shard. My champ power, gas back up to 7 cards in hand, and just hanging out. We'll win the game at some point. Draw a Psychic Ascension, go super wide. Ding, ding, ding. Let's play this Lanupaw site out. I think if they try and kill this at this point, I'm just going to let it die. Yeah, the fact that, like... Stop it. The fact that Runebind is just like Dispel Plus, where it just like always counters their counter, is so gross. I just want to grab a resource here. I think I want to just keep hitting my shard drops. Yet another Runebind to protect my thing again. We played Legacy this morning, so I always play Magic before Hex in the morning. So we start Magic usually sometime between 7 and 8 a.m., and then we play Magic till about 10:30. So the archives are actually uploading and processing on my YouTube channel right now, so if you missed that, they'll probably be published in about half hour to an hour. It depends on how long it takes for it to process. What are we actually bringing back here? Gargolith. Yeah, let's keep weaving that. Wait. Yeah, let's just weave that into nothing. And put a non-resource on top of my deck here. The extra weaves are good in this matchup, Burgle, if you're still here. I forgot to put the Pride's Falls in my board, so I'm still up weaves, and they're pretty good in this matchup. Oh, you know what? I could have just Runebound that, right? This one I could Transmogrifade. So I'll just let that resolve. And we'll turn this into a random pooper. And then Darkheart will make them sacrifice said random pooper next turn. So we don't get to attack for a turn, but like we make their Yazucan be something bad. They gain a life every turn. That's nice. They're going to gain a health before they have to sacrifice it. Attack you for 4. Alright, gain 1. Sacrifice your Gossamer Tears. I'm going to Runebind that. They're going to have to sacrifice it to the Darkheart anyways. They have a way to put a Shard into their hand this turn. I'm going to feel a little bit bad Runebinding that, but I think that's fine on average. Yeah, sure. Double Strangle. That feels bad. Means they're going to get to Withering Gaze me. Man, there's still Strangles in their deck. I'll talk about things that probably feel bad for that side of the table. I'm going to put my 5th Diamond Threshold here, just in case we randomly generate a Daughter of the Poet. Alright, go ahead, gaze me. Losing the Dread End kinda sucks, because it means Gargolith will be annoying if they get to flip it into play. Oh, Into the Unknown, the Withering Gaze. Yeah, that's a good line. That's why I should have done that, Dark Wonders. Yeah, 10 out of 10 should have Into the Unknown, the rune. There's a lot of really little tricky lines with this deck. Runebind is such an awesome... It's probably the best design I've ever seen on a card in terms of power level to elegance to flexibility. Just like, it does so much. It does so much. Mistress of Bones. Yep. We could lose this game. We could definitely lose this game. If we had Dread End, we'd be better off. Weird, I know. Strange. Where's Psychic Ascension when you need one? Hey, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Beauty do 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 do. My bailout plan. I want to play this before I start playing out actions and making random poopers. Brood Bounty puts a Spooter in their deck. Get Spootered. Can Into the Unknown plus Transmogrifade this turn. So we'd rather Transmogrifade the Lanupaw gang because it's slightly smaller. So this will turn into a 5 rather than turn this into a random 6. The full art on this is creepy. Take a random 1-drop, please. Please be something this can kill. Sweet. Have another uncastable card for your crypt. Did they? Oh, they did. It's the little things, really. Yep. It's Rune Hierophant. Into the Unknown that. I have a different card. You're like, don't want them to get Rancor or Gargalith here. Those are cards that could potentially steal this game. Tilt. 2 shots at a counter magic. That's actually fantastic for us. Purge is a way to get rid of Gargalith. So Purge, we target one of our troops and we void all troops that don't share a trait with it. So I assume they're going to Rancor or Gargalith here, then we just have to hope they don't have a removal spell. Yeah, I am. I'm checking. So they might just get back Bride here. Which that's actually kind of interesting. I think that's fine. Going Into the Unknown this. Like, we're still at a nice healthy 25. Like, the number of games I've lost when I've ascended over 20 life. Have I lost any? I don't think I've lost any games when I've ascended over 25 life. Hey, Nero. What's going on? Morning or afternoon, wherever you're at. Welcome. Evening, perhaps. Ain't I'd rather Into the Unknown the thing with flying? No, Purge makes a dude and then generally you lose it. No, Bride reverts when it puts it back into play. Bride reverts and then returns to play. So, that wouldn't have done anything. You want Cheerios? The illusion of choice. You want a different show? Here you go. What do you want? What do you want to watch? Put a non-resource on top of the deck. What do you want to watch?
Bush.
Which one?
Bush is the dark. Huh?
You want to watch Tayo? You watch Tayo?
No.
Bus? It's like talking to toddlers is a lot like playing charades with an idiot. You're just like, they don't quite know what they want to say, and you have to figure it out, and there's like a lot of hand gesturing and waving. Alright, they have an Uranaz. Dreadhead turns your cards into oracles. Like, that would be great. Alright, Uranaz brings something into play here. Probably a Gargolith. There is a time limit. So on the left side here, it's actually covered by... The clocks are covered by my deck list here on screen. So they have a little under. Each player gets 30 minutes to start, which I actually think is a little high. I wish it was lower. Alright, so this is a Necrotic Mage. So if I Purge here, it's going to void the board. That actually made my thing invincible. That's pretty good. Void your crap. They could strangle this in response and prevent the Purge from happening. If you kill the thing Purge is targeting, Purge will not resolve because it won't have anything to reference the traits from. I should have activated my champion power before doing this in case we generated like an interrupt. I have the Dread End just clean up too if they have a removal spell for the Nigan Lapidary, so I'm not super worried about it. The fact that it made the Primordial Tortoise here to make my things invincible is kind of sweet. Did I punt? Am I going to get an interrupt? Polymorphic Army. That's a good one. Alright, how about a Dread End? Something that I think would be sweet. I think for the ladder, Hex should give you time on your clock based on your ladder ranking. Oh, they get to... They're keeping Gargolith in their bin. That's pretty good. So, like, basically, when you're bronze, you get 30 minutes. When you're silver, you get 27 and a half. Just, like, cut 2.5 minutes off the clocks for every rank you move up. And then tournament should just be 20 minutes per player to keep tournaments moving along. Ooh! Ooh, they're at 1 and I have a Spooter. Oh, that's right. Uranaz lost them life. Uranaz lost them life. That's funny. Do I want to work really hard with the control deck again, or do we want to play something else? Alright, so something my group's been kicking around is we want to try a Reanimator deck that boards into the Storm deck. So instead of boarding into all of these cards that are like good against control, we just like board into a deck that's really good against control. I have 6 Caresses. I should probably sell some of those. So, 3 Syzygy, 3 Violets, 3 Bounty. Dread and... So just like, board in 11 cards against the control deck. Agos and Seekers are the best targets for reanimating against aggressive decks. Burgle and Bob, did I want to try and cut the Rancors? Is that too little consistency? It feels like cutting reanimate effects is a little bit loose. I kind of want more Exarch of the Eggs in here. The Caresses are in the board. The Caresses and the Bounties and the Syzygies are in the board. So you board into the Storm deck. I'm gonna try this, I think. Let's try this.